Welcome to another QuickBooks online video. Today's topic is going to be estimates. Specifically, we're going to be looking at how we can create an estimate, how we can view reports on open estimates, and how we can invoice from estimates. Special mention, QuickBooks Online does not have sales orders. So this is why estimates come in handy or useful, is because they can actually replace some of the same things that sales orders do, basically. So what are estimates used for? Well, I broke it up into two purposes. They could be used for external purposes because basically the client tells you that he wants a quote. They could be used for internal purposes because you want to keep track of whatever work you're doing for your client. Special mention also, QuickBooks Desktop does have both estimates and sales order, but it's the higher echelon versions of the software. So QuickBooks Pro, same deal as QuickBooks Online. You don't have sales orders in QuickBooks Pro, much like QuickBooks Online. So let's get right into it by creating an estimate. I can create an estimate by clicking New, hitting the plus sign, going under Customers and clicking Estimate. That'll open up the estimate template. I'll select my customer. In this case, we'll say it's an individual. His name is Matthew. And we'll pretend that we have a contract between our company and Matthew where we're providing him training. In this case, we're dealing with a fictitious company that provides hockey training and sporting goods. So the product we'll select is hockey lessons. Now I skipped through some sections like the billing address, ship to, estimate date, basically whatever date you have. I picked the year 2026 because this is a sample file and it has a lot of information from the year 2025 and 2026. So that's why I selected those funny dates. But that doesn't really matter. What we're focused on is this section right here, the quantity. So we'll pretend that we have a contract with him where we'll provide 10 hours of hockey training and we're billing at $100 each hour. So that total is 1,000. Now we can save and close. And it's telling me that I didn't fill out the class field information, but that's fine. We're not going to be looking at class tracking in this video. That could be a separate video. And there's also sales taxes. And we can ignore, we cannot ignore. Let's just say that there's 13% sales tax. And we'll save and close, okay? What I want to show you now is the reports, what happens. If I go under reports, under customers, we have estimates by customer. We can click the little star here so we could save that in our favorites for later on. For now, I just want to click estimates by customer. And we're way into the future, so we'll want to capture that 2026 date, run reports, that'll refresh. And we have Matthew over here. This is the estimate we created. And before I started recording this video, I did an additional estimate. So I have Matthew over here. And this is the estimate we just finished doing. And that shows me that report that this estimate is open right now. This brings me to the next item on my list, which is creating an invoice for the estimate. Pretty simple. We just click create invoice and we'll get a little pop-up. Do we want to bill everything, or is there a percentage? Or if we had multiple lines, custom an amount for each line. So we'll just bill the full amount. Just double check. The dates might have changed. We might have invoiced on a date that's different from what we have here automatically. And we'll just say everything's good. And if we're emailing the client, well, we'll we'll for sure want to put in an email, and we'll just save. And again, it's telling us the class is missing. Not an issue. We don't care. Okay, so we'll get out of there, and let's pretend I just do this from scratch again. I go in my reports. I had my estimates by customer in my favorites. I added it, so I want to look at that report now. Modify this date to add my 26. Run report. And it's telling me that the estimate is closed, meaning that we billed the full amount. Something important I want to mention is that creating an estimate will not have any impact on your books. It will have no impact on your financials. When you generate and create an estimate, you're not generating a sale. It's considered a non-posting transaction. It means it's in there, but it didn't affect your financials in any way. And I want to prove that to you. Basically by showing you an income statement before and after an estimate. And basically what I want to validate and show is that my figures do not change in any way after I've created an estimate. So let me do that. Let me open up another tab. Go to my reports. And I'll open up a P&L. And funny dates again. So we'll do everything in the year 2026. So January 1st to December 2026. Run a report. Right now, as you can see, I have $8,900 of sales, right? So if what I'm saying is true, if I create an estimate right now, that figure shouldn't change. And that's what I'll do. I'll go back to my first tab, hit new, estimate. Any client, doesn't really matter. We'll use Jason this time. We'll make the estimate date on February 1st. Product or service doesn't really matter, but we'll say it's hockey lessons again. And we'll change this to 100 so that we have 10,000. So I just created a $10,000 estimate. I'm going to save and close this. It's missing the class fields, that's fine. It's missing the sales tax. We don't care for now about the sales tax. So we'll save and close. And now we'll generate an income statement. P&L. Get my dates. Run report. Notice in this tab, I had 8,900, still have 8,900. Now, when I'm going to create an invoice from that estimate, obviously it's going to have an impact. Obviously it's going to have an impact on the financials. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to go back to my report, find my estimate, get my dates. It was in February, so it should show up. It's pending. It's the only one pending, right? We did the other ones. We're going to head and create an invoice for the full amount. It's converting it to an invoice. That's fine. We'll leave that still in 2026. Save. I don't care about the class. Close. Go back to my reports so I can generate a income statement. Click that. Again, the year 2026 December run report, and there you go. It's at 18,000. This screen wasn't refreshed, so it still retained whatever previous information. So notice we have that 18,900, and previously we had 8,900. That's the end of our video. Hopefully you found it useful, and if you did, please make sure to like and subscribe.